The Super Eagles of Nigeria and their counterparts from Guinea-Bissau, the Wild Dogs, is set to face off in a final Group A match at the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, both teams will go head-to-head today in Abidjan in a match that will decide the fate of the Nigerian team. The competition, which would have the Wild Dogs, is set to play for pride after 2 defeats and 2 matches. Nigerian Super Eagles are firmly eyeing the place in the knockout stage. Ahead of the match, Super Eagles coach Jose Pizarro speaks on how difficult it is to win the game at this year's AFCON, while opposition midfielder Basiro Kande remains optimistic his side can cause an upset while playing for pride.
Win one match, even this competition, like Kenneth said, because everybody say one surprise more, no surprise, guys. It's football. The teams growing up, they play better. They have more players, better players. They have a good professional work, and they can beat any team. For that, you know our responsibility. Only you think about the next match, no other match. The next match. Because I know, and my players also, if we play and show our better performance, is to put the maximum focus, demand, commitment, our quality, capacity, intelligence. Is not easy. Any team beat us. If you don't do it, any team can beat us.
Guinea, and we fight every day for get good results. This is what we will do tomorrow against Nigeria. We know it will be a very difficult game for us because we don't win one game until now. But everybody can wait one strong Guinea with strong mentality to make points.
And joining us for more on this is our correspondent, Favor Itwa. Good morning from here, Favor. Glad to have you join me.
Good morning, Adebola.
What's the update in the camp of the Super Eagles? What's going on?
All right, the camp of the Super Eagles, of course, is preparing towards the game today. On yesterday's session, we once again of the game today. We had some players who did not train, talking about Alassane Yusuf, but they trained actually, but of course they were just training by themselves. Alassane Yusuf, William Trus Ekong, and Zaidou Sanusi, these 3 players trained by themselves and may not be fit ahead of today's game. But of course, Trus Ekong didn't look like someone who may miss the game, but for precaution's sake, maybe the coach might decide to just rest him. He is the vice captain of the team. He was involved in the first and the second game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I'll be looking forward to see what happens in the team. But of course, other teams, other players like the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho, Victor Osimhen, and the defense of Kenneth Omero, who was part of the press conference, had a fair share of the training, and the boys are looking forward to get a win against the White Dogs of Guinea-Bissau. It's an important game, of course, that would ensure that Nigeria either qualify or top the group, or as the case may be. So it's really important. And Jose Pizarro, as much as he knows what is at stake, he said, and the players have also said that they are not going to take the team for granted. So we hope to see Super Eagles that would avoid complacency later today at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium.
All right, Favor, we understand that a draw at least will see Nigeria through to the next round. But do you foresee any upsets tonight?
Upset, of course, are part of any game that has to do with the world of football. But I don't think that there will be an upset today. From my conversation with the players and the coach, we can see that the Super Eagles are not going to underrate the Jotus of Guinea-Bissau. I mean, looking at what has happened before now, they've played Guinea-Bissau before now. They know what is at stake. And don't forget that in the last AFCON, Nigeria beat them 2-1. So it was not a convincing win. But at this point in time, you don't think of, you first of all think of 3 points. But if you have the opportunity to score more goals, yes, don't forget Equatorial Guinea have scored more goals, better than Nigeria. So Nigeria need to, win the game convincingly. So I think they will approach the game with all sense of seriousness and, try to ensure that they do the needful. Guinea-Bissau happens to be at the moment, when you look at the group, the worst team in terms of how they've played other teams. Every game they've played, they've lost the game. And that's to show you that they're the weakling in the team. But not to say at the moment they are wounded and they would all go for a kill. And according to what they say in Pidgin, they say all die not die. That's talking about, if you don't go for it, you still, at the end of the day, go back home. So I think the Guinea-Bissau side will also come into the party. But Nigeria, knowing fully well that they know the players so well, they would want to also get the maximum points later today.
All right, Favor, before I let you go, what's the update on Alassane Yusuf's injury? Is it likely to feature?
I don't think Alassane will feature in today's game. In fact, with the reports you are getting, he may not even have a taste of action, from now to the end of the tournament. Initially, it was said that he had muscle cramps, but after a few days, we could see that he's yet to join the full squad in training. And of course, that's a big blow to his career in the sense that this is his first AFCON, making his debut. He didn't want to start like this or end his debut like this, but it happens in the world of football, just like what we saw with, of course, Mohamed Salah, who has returned to Liverpool after the injury picked up. So I think for Alassane Yusuf, he will just hope to see how he goes, and the coach may not want to even risk him, even though he's back to full form, knowing fully well that at that stage it is very, very competitive, and it will be possibly the knockout round. So I think he may just have played his last game of the tournament.
Well, Favor, we'll be keeping tabs with you. Hopefully Nigeria wins the match today. Many thanks for your correspondence. Our correspondence right there, Favor Itwa in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you, Favor.
Merci beaucoup.